What's up, everybody? How are you? Chad Thibodeau here. Hey, so glad to have you here. And I have a question for you that I'm hoping to get some input and some feedback on. And that question is, when I go to Miami here next week for vacation and to work with, or not to work with, but to meet some folks down there, my question is, should I wear a Speedo in Miami? Now, a couple things you need to think about here. Okay, in Phoenix right now, it's 84 degrees right now in Phoenix, middle of the evening. It can be darker in a little bit. I think it got up to the low 90s, mid 90s today. It's supposed to be just as hot in Miami when I'm there next week on vacation. And, you know, I'm going to go hit the South Beach, right? I mean, when you have a body that looks like this, I mean, come on, let me just come out here a little bit, right? So when you have a body that looks like this, I mean, don't you think that I should wear a Speedo in Miami at South Beach? I mean, come on. I mean, who wouldn't want to see this in a Speedo? I mean, I got the beard going, I got the hairy chest going. Let me tell you a story, and then this is going somewhere. I want to give you a marketing tip and trick here in a little bit. But it was May 2004. I was here in the Phoenix area. I was doing sports talk radio on Fox. And I remember when I was doing this, I was on the air, and I called myself a lard ass on the radio. And immediately this guy jumped on the phone, called my producer, and said, "Hey, I think we have a triathlon in 90 days, and I think my company has what it takes to get Chad in shape enough to run this half Ironman triathlon, and we even think he'll do really good." So remember, should I wear a Speedo at South Beach in Miami? And this is going to go somewhere, so hang in there for me. This is great marketing tips and tricks. You're going to want to keep this and use this for your business. So here I am. So here's what they said. They said, "Hey, we think we can train you to run this half Ironman." So they met with me and they said, "We're going to give you an Olympic-style bike. We're going to give you all the training that you need." So we're going to give you a coach for running. We're going to put you, we're going to give you a swim coach because, I can't swim. I'm going to give you a swim coach, an endurance coach, a strength coach, and a chiropractor. And they're going to train you over the next 90 days and get you ready for this half Ironman triathlon. This is May 2004. And so, they gave me special running shoes, and they gave me outfits, and they gave me wetsuits, and they gave me this gorgeous bike. It was worth several $1,000s, and they gave me $1,500 cash. And all I had to do was train for this half Ironman triathlon and then get in it. And there was also something special for those of you who are in the Phoenix area. Tempe Town Lake. Tempe Town Lake was brand new in 2004, and this first marathon, as they called it, was the very first triathlon or marathon that they were going to run and swim and bike in, where you're actually going to be able to swim in Tempe Town Lake. So remember, I don't know how to swim, so they gave me these swim lessons and these running lessons and bike lessons and chiropractor to get me ready. So we show up, and they tell you that you have to be there at 4:30 in the morning. Now, this is a Saturday morning, May 2004, and I show up, and I'm the only one there. Literally, nobody came with me. I was dating a girl at the time. Nope, she didn't come with me. My family, nope, they didn't come with me. Literally zero support. I was sports talk radio. You would think my producers would come. Nope, they didn't show up. At the time, I was CEO of a very large athletic organization called AIT. So you would think that the hundreds of coaches that we had, they would show up. Nope, literally nobody shows up to this thing. So here it is, May 2004, 4:30 in the morning, my very first half Ironman triathlon. They're paying me $1,500 to do this, plus a bike, plus a wetsuit, and everything. And remember, I can't swim. So we get there, and I'm like, I don't need to swim. I have this incredible, half-inch thick wetsuit that if I get tired, I just roll over on my back, baby, and that wetsuit makes me buoyant, okay? Makes me buoyant. And so we get there, 4:30 in the morning. They go and put a thermometer in the water, and it was 1/2 of 1 degree too warm, where the officials ruled out wetsuits. Now remember, I can't swim. Okay, I couldn't swim. All I knew was I could swim on my back, I could float a little bit. And so now they're taking my wetsuit away. But you know what? I didn't have anything to wear under my wetsuit. And they were taking it away. And I didn't know that was an option. And so back then we had a weather guy on News Channel 3. You guys may remember this guy. His name was Brad Perry. And Brad was this incredibly funny black guy. And his kids went to my sports camp. So he came out and he was doing the weather live from this half Ironman triathlon. And they were spotlighting me because here was a lard ass, as I called myself on the radio, getting ready to do a half Ironman triathlon 2004. And so he comes out and he's going to do the morning weather from this triathlon. And I don't have anything. So he comes out, and as a gift to me from News Channel 3, sponsoring my triathlon here, he pulls out a Speedo with the News Channel 3 logo embroidered on it, and this was going to be my beautiful athletic wear that I was going to swim in. So, completely embarrassed, here I am. I don't know what to do. I go in the bathroom, and I come out with this incredibly tight Speedo on, and I've got to run a triathlon. It's crazy. Or not run, but I got to run, bike, and swim this triathlon. And so I go get in the water. Long story short, I go get in the water with this Speedo. I was so embarrassed. I mean, because, yes, I mean, I'm Italian, which is European, but, I don't always dress like I'm European. I mean, come on, right? I mean, if you're on a beach in France, you probably would expect to see lots of gorgeous guys like myself in Speedos, but not in Phoenix, Arizona, right? Not in Phoenix, Arizona, 4:30 in the morning on the weather that they're broadcasting over local TV. Little bit embarrassing. And but long story short, I get in the water, and Tempe Town Lake, remember, I don't know how to swim. You literally have to swim like a quarter of a mile just to get to the starting line. And I almost drowned just getting to the starting line. It was crazy. And I literally swam the entire way on my back. That's the only way that I could stay up. Long story short, I ended up doing it. It was crazy. But should I wear a Speedo in Miami? I think I should. I want your vote on this. So give me some votes. So far I'm getting yes, 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 yes. Please do. Oh, Debbie Tweeten says no, please don't. But how does this relate to business and marketing? And I remember back in my pastoral days, I would use a premise like this. This is what I call pattern disrupt. Okay, pattern disrupt. Okay, some of you guys logged on today to this Facebook Live because I put in my message, should I wear a Speedo in Miami? Now, if I had a perfectly fit body and I had a perfectly sculpted chest with absolutely no hair on it, and I was just like a specimen of a being, that would not have been a pattern disrupt. But the fact that I'm a old, fat, graying, balding white dude who lives in Arizona, but I'm the whitest dude you're ever going to meet, that is a pattern disrupt right there. And you're like, no way, baby. I don't want to throw up in my mouth, so please do not wear a Speedo. Kathy says no one should wear a Speedo. Candra says my life feed isn't working, but please do it and go live. I will, Candra, trust me. Jessica says, hey. Debbie says, please no. George says, when you come to Miami, I'll be there on Wednesday, George. I need a ride in that Corvette of yours, buddy. Jessica says, that's one way to get visibility. Yes, it is. It's also one way to get the beach to yourself as well. Pretty good. George says, outside your comfort zone, bro. Hey, it may not be. Hey, you never know. But let's take it to marketing. Sometimes you have to do pattern disrupt. So in our day and age of marketing and business growth, sometimes what we do is we feel like we have to go on the extreme and do some of these crazy, wild antics. I know when I was in the church world, I would do pattern disruption. And so we would do some outside-the-box thinking sermon series. We do things like At the Movies, or we do things like Man Month, or, I did one series one time called Think Pink for the ladies, and we just did some fun things to pattern disrupt. We want to do something different to get the attention of others, because when you do something different, people pay attention and you get momentum. And marketing is all about momentum. If you can't get momentum when you market, then don't market whatsoever. You're never marketing to try to break even. And one of our big struggles in business and in marketing is so many of us say, oh wow, well that only cost me $1,000. I only need 3 sales and I'll break even. That's a terrible way to think. Pattern disrupt. When you do a pattern disruption, you're doing it to get huge results, not break-even results. So like back then on Channel 3 when Brad Perry showed up with the Speedo, okay, and I show up on the weather getting ready to run this triathlon, okay, in my News Channel 3 Speedo. Well, that was a pattern disrupt. I was embarrassed, but it got lots of attention, and Brad had a lot of fun with it. In marketing, when you do pattern disrupt, you need to stay within your authenticity. See, here's some new 21st century pattern disrupts, okay? Because we live in an automated world where everybody thinks you have to do a lead magnet to a tripwire to a core product to an upsell to a high ticket, everybody's used to automation. Everybody's used to, download my free report, get stuck on my subscription list, and, get junk mail for the rest of my life. We're all used to that. That's not a pattern disrupt. 9 years ago, that worked. 5 years ago, that worked. People still do it because if you can get enough of them, you can see some results. But I don't think that marketing should be for break even. I don't think marketing should be for status quo. I don't think marketing should be for mediocre. So here's what breaks the mediocre barrier. If you've got some kind of business, let's say you have a marketing business or a launch business like mine. You know what's a pattern disrupt today? Personal touch. Personal touch. If you get a handwritten letter in the mail, what is the open rate on a handwritten letter in your P.O. box or in your mailbox? It's a 100% open rate because it's a pattern disrupt. You're not used to it. It's different. Wow. Somebody took the time to write me a letter, pattern disrupt, and you'll have a 100% open rate. Your conversion rate will go way up. Personal phone calls are a pattern disrupt. So instead of trying to sell somebody before you get to know them, offer a free coaching call. Offer something for free that they can get to know you and get to hear you. Give your best stuff away for free. And I'm not talking about in a cheesy strings attached way. I'm talking about literally giving it away for free. Well, what would you think about offering a 2-hour webinar or workshop where you didn't sell something at the end of it? See, that's a pattern disrupt. And pattern disrupts get your attention, and people take notice. They lean in, they lean forward, they get things, they understand it. And so what happens in my world is I'm doing this give method thing. I'm trying to teach my students in my coaching academy and in my design academy. I'm trying to teach them how to do marketing a different way. We don't have to do it the same way. We can do things differently. It may take us more time, yes. Absolutely, it may take us more time. But if you think about it, the payoff is much greater because if you can get a 30 or 40 or 50% conversion rate on personal touch, and you're only getting an 8 to 15 conversion rate on automation, I'm telling you what, you're going to save yourself a lot more time, energy, and headache by giving the personal touch, and your bottom line is going to go way up. Folks, we are in the people business, and I don't know when we forgot that, okay? Marketing is about people. It's not about a concept. Marketing is not a strategy. We use that term all the time, marketing strategy. Marketing is not a strategy. Marketing is about getting a product that you have that you believe will help people and putting it in the hands of real people. And I believe that the pattern disrupt in the 21st century is to do that in a very personal manner. And so what I love to see you do in your business is, especially if you're selling high ticket, push pause on all this crazy email automation that you're going to send them 30 emails in 30 days, the soap opera sequences, all of this stuff. If you want to automate something, if they opt in for something, send them an automation email that says, thank you, here's your free gift. And oh, by the way, I'd love to have the opportunity, if you're serious, to talk with you. Click this button and schedule yourself a free 10-minute appointment, okay? See, you can do that. Now, you're going to get to a point where you just have way too much time, you don't have enough time, you have way too many people requesting and not enough time. So then you're going to have to learn how to prioritize. So you may have to do group calls, group chat, that type of thing. But I believe that the pattern disrupt in this 21st century, if you want to be successful with digital marketing and online marketing, is bring back the personal touch. My little motto is trade automation for an individual. Get rid of automation right now and focus on the individual. Forget the masses. Focus on that one person. Because see, you're trying to change a life. You're trying to make a difference. If you're not trying to change your life and you're not trying to make a difference, you're just trying to sell stuff to make money, well, do whatever you want. Okay? I'm not the coach for you, if that's you. I want to coach people who want to change the world. I want to coach people who've got businesses and services and products that powerfully impact people in such a way that if successful, their life will be changed. Marriages will be better, businesses will be better, parenting will be better, their marketing will be better, their stress will go down, their depression will evaporate. That's what I want to do. I want to work with those kinds of people. And folks, you can't change somebody's life if you don't realize that you need to work with a somebody and not a system. So spend more time on your somebodies and less time on your systems. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a marketing guy, so I do believe in systems. I do believe that you need to have a method to your madness. Absolutely. But I'm telling you, if I picked the phone up and called you and just talked with you, and I wasn't trying to be salesy and sleazy and slimy, I'm going to build a virtual relationship with you that's going to 10x the reciprocity. And then when I have something to sell, chances are you're going to buy it. Because it's pattern disruption. Pattern disruption makes people take notice. And you might as well not be cheesy with it. You might as well not have the Speedo gimmick with it. You might as well do something incredibly kind, incredibly nice, and you will stand out so much from the pack that people will take notice. So about a month ago, I opened up the Design Academy, where I said that I want to take 10 interns. We had 260, 270 people apply for it. We ended up taking, 80, 90 people. I don't know. We got a ton of people in it right now. And we offer our services for free. And this isn't free with a string attached. This is free with no strings attached. And I know a lot of people find that really hard to believe, but it is. It's no strings attached. And something I was talking with a client this morning, something that I've been blown away by, just completely blown away by, is when we started this, I literally only had the intention of, I want to work with some charities. I don't have the bandwidth to do all these charities on my own. If I can get 10, 12 people on my team that I can pour my heart, soul, and life into, maybe they could take these charities on. The charities would benefit, and these interns would maybe learn something that they didn't know before. Little did I know that we were starting a little mini movement here, because people are beginning to catch on that give, and it will be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's what the scriptures say, and we're beginning to see that in our personal life. We're giving. We're blessing others. That's a pattern disrupt. See, because most people expect to be conned. Most people expect to be lied to, because we don't believe anything anymore in our society. I mean, think about it. We live in a society where, 20 years ago we had the Ed McMahon Publishers Clearinghouse, where everybody was going to win $1 million, and nobody ever won $1 million. And so we get these things in the mail that say you won, and we don't believe it. We see these things that say free, and we don't think it's really free. We think that there's a string attached. We live in a very skeptical society. We don't trust anybody, and why should we? Because in our business, in our industry, people scam people all the time. They lie to them all the time. And so when somebody comes around that's honest and has integrity and has good intention, if you can show that over time, that you actually mean what you say and you do what you say, that's a massive pattern disrupt. So my inbox is literally flooded. I have 3 assistants, 3 of them, that are literally working day and night, trying to just stay up with the work and with the demand and with the request and with the inbox request and all the people who want to work with us. They can't stay up with it because we're doing a pattern disrupt, and people by the dozens are coming in and wanting to know about this and wanting us to work with them and wanting us to help them. And we've been able to do something pretty successfully in the last 30 days, is we've been able to disarm people and their skepticism, and we've been able to help show them that there is a different way to do things. And yeah, we're tired, we're exhausted, we give like crazy, but folks, we're trying to change the way marketing is done. We're trying to change the world. And I just believe that you can't change the world unless you do something incredibly different, unless you do a pattern disrupt. And so the pattern disrupt movement that I'm trying to lead, and I hope you jump on my bandwagon, is I'm trying to go back to the old biblical principle of give. What would be wrong if we just simply give? Who cares if it costs us some time? You get to build a relationship with a person, not with an email. I mean, last time that I checked, my inbox didn't talk me off the ledge when I was depressed. Last time I checked, a guru who fills up my inbox with 60 emails wasn't the one who was picking up the phone and calling me to see how I was doing when my kids were being maniacs. Last time I checked, an automated system didn't put money in my bank account when I was hurting. Last time I checked. What did that was real people who had real relationships, who wanted to work with you in a very, very real way. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you help people by bringing the people back to our business. That is an incredible pattern disrupt. And I hope you're on board with us. And I want to, if you're trying to build a business today and you're studying all these books and all these gurus and all these systems and you're spending thousands of dollars on online marketing, I'm going to encourage you to push pause. Because I'm building one heck of a successful business right now. Do you want to know how many emails I have in my email database? I mean, really. Do you want to know how? I mean, they say if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. Well, we're building one heck of a business right now. Do you want to know how many emails I have in my email database? Not one. Now, you want to know how many opt-ins I have on my funnels? Not one. And people say, well, you can't do that, Chad. Well, that's foolish. No, I do think there comes a point where we may need an email list. But I do know that right now, we're doing something that nobody else is doing, and people are taking notice, and they would rather have my ear than have my email. Because quite honestly, I probably would have ripped the email off from somebody anyway. I probably would have gotten Ryan Dice's book and ripped his email out of there, or Russell Brunson's book and ripped his email out of there, or gotten the free email templates that you get in Action Eggs. I was just downloaded, changed a couple words to send them out. Well, where's the authenticity in that? So they really wouldn't have gotten me anyway. They would have really gotten Russell Brunson or Gary Vaynerchuk or Grant Cardone or somebody else. And really what I'm learning is people really just want me. See, isn't that the key to life? Like, if you want to be a better parent, you don't necessarily have to go read a book on how to be a better parent. You just need to give your kids you. That's what they want. If you want a better relationship, you don't necessarily have to go to all this counseling and stuff. They just need you. And I've been that guy in the past that has neglected relationships and given them my half-assed effort and burnt a lot of bridges. I've been that guy that was a terrible daddy, that was irritable and edgy and screaming at my kids every time they did something to tick me off. And what I realized was they weren't getting me. They were getting some half-assed version of me that nobody loved. And because of that, it was causing this huge deficit between me and the people in my life. And when, a few months ago, when I just said enough is enough, I want to go back and be me. I don't want to be somebody else. Things began to shift and things began to turn. Life began to get better. Depression vanquished because of authenticity and us and me. And folks, listen, that's where you need to build a business, is right there. Being you. Give people you. Give them your time. Give them your energy. Give them your effort. And I promise you that you'll be blessed for it. I promise your business will grow because of it. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety. But what do you say, well, let's finish this year off with the most incredible pattern disrupt in the marketing industry, and that is getting rid of all this crazy automation and give people our time. What do you say? See, yes, there's a lot of bottom feeders out there. Let's just admit it. There's a lot of leeches out there. And yes, you need a gatekeeper. But when you think, in my opinion, when you think that you are so good and high and mighty that you need 1 million gatekeepers to protect people from your time, I think you may have made it too high. But when you give the little man your time, they're so grateful for it. So people ask me, how has our business just exploded these last 2 months? And I was like, here's why. And I wasn't expecting this. This wasn't systematic. But this is my observation. Is we have loved people to a fault. I'm talking people in South Africa, in the Philippines, in Kenya, in Budapest, in Germany, in Canada, in Mexico, in Russia, in South Korea. We have people from all over that we've just loved. And we don't ask them how much money they make. We don't ask them how long they've been in business. We don't ask them how they can help us. We've just helped them. And you know what they've done? They have become like this little army who's gone out to the internet world and has shared this love with so many people that literally the windows of heaven are opening and the blessings are pouring out mightily. And that's what we've done, is we've just simply done a pattern disrupt, and we've helped folks. So I hope this has been a blessing to you today. If you're on the fence about what you're going to do in your business and in your career, be authentic and give. Be authentic and give. You don't need a degree. You don't need tons of know-how books. Give. And just watch what happens. Just watch what happens. Hey, I'm going to try to go back and see you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the great comments that you put in here. Love you guys so much. And, oh my Lord, all these comments, I was going to try to get to them. I can't get to all of them, but... so am I going to wear a Speedo in Miami? Yeah, probably not. Okay, that would be bad for all of us. But when I'm in Miami, am I going to try to love people and encourage people and partner with as many people as I can? Absolutely. We have some ClickFunnels Design Academy folks down in the Florida area. We're going to try to connect with you. I love on you. One of my favorite people in this world, Shirley Solis, is down there. We're going to meet with her and hang out with her, and we're just going to love on people because that's what we do. So, hey, love you guys. Appreciate you. Have fun, and don't wear a Speedo on the beach, but do some kind of positive pattern disruption, and I promise you it'll bless your business. God bless. Bye-bye.